terrible things happened in America.
Terrible things. That's how we are starting this one. Terrible things are happening in America, folks.
Now we must get bulletproofs for our necks now and things like that, you know. And it's not funny. Although I knew what a jugular was, but I saw this. A jugular is the main vein that's running in your neck.
So that nigga hit the jugular.
They hit him in the jugular. The one that when they hit it sprays. By the way, we're talking about Charlie Kirk.
Assassination.
Yeah, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. A 31-year-old. I'll call him a right-winger.
Very controversial.
Yeah, I'll call he's a content creator. I'll call him he's an influencer.
He is, a talker. That's what I know.
No, but today I feel like talkers are influencers. Hey, out in the time, though. Man. Some of the things, most of the things that he touched on, I did not agree with him at all. You know, and some of the things you're like, okay, it's making sense, but what I'm saying is that I don't think anyone deserves to go out like that, dog.
You know who I know Charlie Kirk as? Before we speak about how he went out. And I know Charlie Kirk as a person who tweeted Wuti during 2018. He tweeted Wuti say cancel all $500 million that's going to South Africa. Because in South Africa there is what's the word, genocide
against white people. Yeah, boy.
Charlie Kirk for me is that guy. Charlie Kirk is the same guy who came out and said Uguti fathers in the black communities, fathers who leave their families or leave their wives after impregnating them, it's a culture.
Kabam.
That's what he said. Everyone can go look for it. It's public information.
I think that's where I had a big problem. The racism, and not any racism, but especially against black people. Yes, he had problems with Palestine and whatnot. But there's even this one where you said, if I see a black pilot coming in, automatically I'm like, is he qualified? Is he?
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. There's a compilation where he even speaks about Michelle Obama and how other prominent black women, he's like, no, they only made it here through affirmative action. They're not qualified to be here. Spoke about, who's that guy who was kneed on? That nigga who said, I can't breathe.
I remember him.
George Floyd. George Floyd. George. But they spoke about how George Floyd was
he said something
drug addict
specifically that was just not right,
untasteful, unsavory.
What did he say? There's something he said. What did he say?
No, they were speaking on the vibes of why are we celebrating?
But there's something specific.
Porn stars. And how he was high at the time, and they were making it sound like it justified the death that he faced, you know. And just to tunga it nicely, he once said a quote, no, I believe that gun deaths are justified. We should have some gun deaths in the country so that we can uphold our
Second Amendment.
The Second Amendment, you know, our constitutional rights.
They only have the First Amendment, right?
No. I think there's even a plead the Fifth Amendment, where there's more than, I don't know how many there are, but there's a number
for their gun law.
Yeah.
Particularly for their gun
I think it's the Second Amendment, if I'm not mistaken. But one of the amendments has to do with the right to bear arms.
What are the odds?
Bear arms.
What are the odds? He was speaking about gun violence when he got shot.
Gang violence.
Gang violence.
Not gun violence. No, they were. They said, how many mass shootings? And then he was like, are we including gang violence? That was the last thing he said.
That's the last thing he said.
Ironic, ne? It's very ironic. No.
Terrible things are happening in America.
In the States.
not even, I think today or yesterday there was a shooting in the U.S. Naval Academy or something like that. A school or something. I'm still going to look at that.
And a couple of days ago, there's one that happened, I'm forgetting the name, but Trump said, no, we need to get over that one.
Who are the owners of YouTube?
I don't know those guys.
In the States.
Yeah, they are.
But anyway, yeah.
And it brought some questions, Uguti. Should the World Cup be held in America? Are people gonna be safe now?
And he up.
Okay, but you said
if I had the man,
no, we'll have the money to go. But yeah, well, it's raising questions like this, Uguti. What is gonna happen? It seems like America is very volatile at the moment in terms of mass deaths and violent deaths.
Gun violence.
But
the gun violence is only a reflection to the real problem. There's something going on with the anger issues of that country, man. We are angry,
Mara
but now bundle of joy in a 6x9 laba grade 8.
Petty 9mm.
No. There's a huge problem in that country.
There's an underlying issue. It's like no matter, you can take all the guns you want, but the problems won't be solved. These are outcomes of something deeper.
We need to go look at the domestic abuse in America. Maybe it links to that. Maybe it links to the gun laws being too loose. I don't know what it links to, but there is a problem.
I think it could be, but I think it could be a problem of America was found by some of the most savage people that you can imagine.
The most trigger happy chappies.
Yeah, the most they wiped out. They literally wiped out.
You mean found or stolen by?
Founded. The founding fathers.
Stolen by.
They stole
it,
but they call it discovered. The same way Jan van Riebeeck discovered. Discovered. Yeah. And what I wanted to say, I'll say it. It's fine. But I think also as South Africans, we are suffering from the same thing. Is that these founding fathers, they are some of the most, they are outcasts of where they come from. These were the people who, you guys are not civilized like us, the British, the Netherlands, the Germans, the whatever that was. Go and find your own. And then when they come there, from guns to chemical warfare, you hear how they use things like measles, and it was very savagery. And they call it, they civilize the people. So I think America's facing a similar thing where it's in their blood to be so violent, to be so savage.
Mara dog, every day.
It's culture.
Every day.
It's culture, dog.
And then you get these brave but dumb Afrikaners in South Africa who keep on painting America as the rainbow.
You remember, sorry, just to
the
cut
end
you
of
off.
the rainbow.
Yeah, you remember Kyle Rittenhouse? This other Ntwana his name is Kyle Rittenhouse. This other Ntwana I can't remember what was. No, but he's American. He was this Ntwana. It seemed like there were these uprising. I think it was around the time of George Floyd. After George Floyd died, black people wanted to uprise or to show good day, to fight, to do what was similar to LA riots in the 90s.
It wasn't BLM movement.
Something they could have been a part of the whole thing, but he was one of these kids he was 17 at the time, by the way. He's white, but he took an AR-15. He has an AR-15, and he took his AR-15 and he said, "No, I'm going to defend my country. If black people come, we don't know what happened." But what I'm saying is, it ended up going to court.
He got convicted, eh?
Yeah, I was crying. He's a Ntwana. Although now he's a millionaire. Now it seems like he's same thing with our Charlie Kirk. He's a millionaire now, and he's made money from playing with the emotions of these kids who are also right-wing leaning, who are like Andrew Tate. These kids who are listening to people like these guys, where they've made, apparently this nigga was worth 50 million. Who Charlie Kirk? Yeah, what?
Net worth.
Net worth.
US.
Yeah, reported allegedly.
What's 50 million times 15?
Oh no, times 20. I say 20 now. He's a billionaire, dog. But yeah, what I'm saying is that
it's sad. We have to do that every time to try and comprehend.
To get a glimpse to
8 times 15.
Yes.
8 times 15. Oh, they don't. Okay, but anyway, just continue.
No, I was just saying, Kyle Rittenhouse, and it seems that there are these guys who are capitalizing on white people don't have to feel guilty anymore. You know, why should we feel guilty for why punish the grandson for what his grandfather did? There's that consensus going on now where no, black people shouldn't get reparations. Fuck black people. If you go to their hood, their crime rates there. So it's racism on the highest level. White people are starting to become unapologetic
for their racism and their past injustices.
You know, and we are seeing the same thing in South Africa.
Every day,
every day.
Every day. Like you'll hear a white guy saying, Marek Vosnida, on Seni Javasta. We're not saying Javasta. Are you understanding what we are saying? We're saying you benefited from the injustices that happened
of the past.
And you, on top of that, you are unapologetic. The least you can do is say sorry.
Yeah, show remorse.
Listen, guys, I benefited. I get a groot plaas bar. Daar by die plateau around. En my pa was apartheid generaal polisie.
En my opa
benefited.
My opa was verwoerd, you know.
Your opa was chasing my opa
off his land.
How can you not feel remorse? Okay, and you are saying when you're not racist, fine.
And we are looking at each other in the same way our grandparents looked at each other in the eye. We are looking at each other like that. And you are saying that we mustn't correct. And you're saying we mustn't correct the things that have brought us here. You know? So it's a worldwide thing where racial tensions are starting to be palatable. I don't even know what that means. But they're starting to be in the air. You can start to feel, you can cut them with the knife. Gooby.
Hey dog, I just pray when all this starts unraveling, because it feels like the establishments, they are still running on I don't think anytime soon. No, we still fight, guys. We'll do this and we'll do that, and in history, this is what we have done to stop such a thing.
They call it these, especially African governments, crisis managers. They just manage the population.
But what they don't understand is that the management they've been using all these years, it's not going to work during this period of time. This is a period of time. I always tell you, I call it an age of Aquarius. Where
tell the people.
No, the people they must go and age of Aquarius. It is an age of revelation. It is an age of information just cleansing. Like you can't hold information in this age. You can't take information, wrap it in a tissue paper and put it in your bag. No, you can't do that. You can't.
No, that's a nice analogy.
So you can't do that to information. When you try to do that, that's when the information itself
it's fighting.
It says,
let me show you.
So I think this older generations, they are not understanding that, and the older generations are the ones who are in charge. They are the ones who own the economy. They're the ones we work for. They're the ones we go look for work from.
They're not reading the room. They're not reading the vibe.
No, they're not reading the room. You can't send, as a 50-year-old who's busy with crime and corruption and whatnot, you can't send a voice note. You can't send a voice note that's implicating you. Not in today's day. Not in today's day.
There you are when you are 60.
Send some tune. I hope you are listening. But you can't. You can't. Those are voice note. if it's online, it's gonna be there forever. It's gonna be there forever.
Ask about Melusi Kikab and co, you know.
When you think you've deleted it, uno muntu who can fetch it.
Yeah, it's in the archives.
My G.
Yeah.
So, Vele, today, my G, we are not even today, Vele. This time and period, it's a time where the youth needs to come out, say exactly what they think.
Yeah.
And
what we
fight
want
for what they want.
Yeah.
But fighting in a very smart approach.
I like that. We need a smart approach.
Yeah.
But we're on Charlie Kirk, and the thing that scared me the most is that I don't know why he died or what happened to him. But when we put two and two together, this dude was unapologetic about his views, and he got shot while talking about his views. That scares someone like me, because that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to get into a place where we can have our views.
Nah.
We are trying to get to a place where we want to have our views and have our views. So it's a thing of, yes, you can have the right to free speech, but don't think there won't be any consequences.
There will always be consequences. Here's the thing, Charlie Kirk, they've been watching him since the very first day he set a foot on a university. Understand? Because he was controversial even way before stepping a foot in a university.
He's been.
Especially in that country. Someone today made an example. I was speaking to someone about this Charlie Kirk thing, and he was saying with the people, leaders like Julius Malema, they are the kind of people that get shot in the United States because of how filterless they are. They when they stand for something, they make it sure everyone knows what they're standing for.
Those ones.
Off the system.
Definitely.
Off the system, but not just one system. They
all of it.
They disrupt any system
the modus
they want.
operandi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man.
So, hey, man.
Charlie Kirk, what I can tell you is that many South Africans don't like that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Many black community internationally.
Transgenders, gay people, Palestinians,
LGBTQ.
they don't like him. LGTVHD. Well, they don't like
LGBTQ. Is that one?
No, that's what people usually say. Just to maybe just to wrap it up.
It's cut down.
Just to wrap it up, it's more of, I see now that people want to curate how people take death, how people process death. There's a lot of white people who are coming out saying, no, someone died, why are you celebrating, why are you people want to curate reaction. The same thing that happened when Elizabeth died. When Lizzie,
Your Majesty.
Whose Majesty? Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
But when Lizzie died there, people were angry with, why is Africa celebrating? And it's like, this person may represent a leader, a hero to you, but we cannot overlook.
She was the picture of colonialism.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
The same thing happened with Driekus. When Driekus du Plessis got humbled in London, when they licked him up, when they licked him up that side. Like these white people were saying, no, how can South Africans, South patriotism? And it's like, no, we gave him that. We gave him the space for him. We gave him the support. But what's the first thing he did?
There's a genocide
in South Africa. See, the farm murders are out of control. And it's like, nigga, after we support, so now people want to,
by the way.
So people want to curate black people's reaction. And this is something that we'll speak about one day on a deeper level. Just because you think a certain way, it doesn't mean everyone is going to think the same way. The day Zuma dies, God forbid, although he's old, white people are going to be...
Why did you make an example with someone else?
No, because with him, it's like, there's going to be white people dancing on his grave. But there's going to be a lot of black people, like, just mourning.
Who that day would have lost a true leader.
A true leader, or their hero.
Or the only leader they've had.
The only resistance. Yes, the rest, they've tried. Now, he might have had his shortcomings, but in the bunch of presidents that we've had, he was the one who, according to a lot of people, he had plans. He had this plight for the black man. He had unembeza, man. So what I'm saying is that we are not wired the same.
Yes.
If when you see something that triggers a certain reaction in you, whether you are white, black, color, don't expect everyone else to have the same reaction.
Yeah.
There are people who are saying no. Charlie Kirk got what's coming to him because he once said, no, Palestinians are getting what they deserve. Anti-Palestinians don't exist.
He said Palestine doesn't exist. I saw another post that said, and that's where I saw it's not just the black community that's against him. There's many of his kind that are saying, "Ay man, Lona, no, we can, because of that thing in Palestine." He said, Charlie Kirk did not get shot. As a matter of fact, Charlie Kirk doesn't exist.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was like, as a matter of fact, Charlie Kirk
doesn't exist anymore.
Because he said Palestine doesn't exist. So why should we now feel sorry that he got shot? We understand he has a family.
Yeah,
he was a husband. He's a father of two. But man, we can't overlook the most serious issues that he's overlooked.
Yeah. And the same way you walked and lived must be the same way you die. Like you must remember this thing of Africans. We must put that thing aside. In fact, we have. We understand now that the legacy you leave behind is way more important than the concept you represent when you are dead. Yes, respect the dead, but what were you doing when you were alive?
Also respect the alive.
Exactly.
While you are still alive.
So we are indifferent.
Also, while you are alive, respect the dead, because he didn't respect the Palestinians.
Not at all. He didn't see them as humans.
He said they don't exist. Palestine is not a real place.
Yeah, no.
There are children right now in hospital right now. Small 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds who are in hospital because of the bombings.
Yeah.
He is the same guy. The same guy passed away now, got shot in the neck, in the pectoral
jugular.
That's why. They shot him in the bangarolo. Yeah.
You know.
Same guy is the same one who didn't consider, before saying that Palestine doesn't exist, it's the same one who didn't consider that there is a child who did nothing, who knows nothing.
Like the children that he has.
Who knows nothing, dog.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an innocent child who has kulela, who was kindergarten, who was creche, who was no sport, who was cocomelon.
No sport. Yeah, and that's it.
Kumi bomb by, what is the country? Israel. Kumi bomb from Israel. That just happens. Just happens to be a close friend to the United States.
In bed. You know what? I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think we're gonna wrap. No, you should watch South Park, the first episode of the latest season. Sure, I'll send it to you.
How many seasons are there?
27. I think this is the 27th one.
Yeah.
So Nani, go check it out, and you will see how some people don't care, But just I think we're gonna wrap it up. Or I'm hoping, if you don't have anything more to add, is that some people are questioning, why is there such people as Abu Hamas? What is it that radicalizes these Middle Easterners, these Arabs in the Middle East? And it's like someone painted this nice picture that if you come now, it's like now, for example, they start bombing the shit out of South Africa. Sifetina, the youth, the parents, Salabantwana. These kids growing up, bomb, you can't, but by the time you know what's happened, you did. But what they are speaking about is that what ends up happening is that there are these kids who are left, 5, 3-year-olds, 10-year-olds, who are taught that there are these kids growing up who are taught that, it's the American government who fucked up who killed your mother and your father and your brother and so these kids grow up radicalized already against
and resenting
against the American,
the resentment is what's important.
It's literally, Tina, we ask ourselves, how can someone wear a bomb and go stand in the middle of New York, Akbar, and explode themselves? And you're like, Labantu ba brave, it's the religion, no, it's not. These people were radical. His entire life, he said, one day I'm gonna stand in between tens of thousands of Americans and I'm gonna bomb myself.
And justify. They don't think of it as bombing themselves.
Yeah, no.
They think, I'm gonna justify what happened to my
It's
people.
revenge.
You see, that's the thing these people who are in power forget. It may not be while you are still alive. It may not be in 10 years. But if you have children, they might be the ones who suffer for your actions.
For your sins.
They completely forget that.
They don't think
they
about
completely forget about
We have attachments. We have dependence.
When all these privileges end, when all this power for me to bomb any country I want, when it ends, what's going to happen to my children? Nepal. Just going back to, it's a great example. The ministers.
The finance minister.
The ministers.
The prime minister.
Hear me now. Tell me now. Hear me tell you now.
I hear you tell me.
None of them ever anticipated.
Didn't know what's coming.
Uyolandwa kake.
Sorry man. You remember when we were younger and then your mommy hears go to Kanyela but So consequences. Every dog has its
consequences. Circumstances, dog.
That's what we want to say. Every dog has its day, and this is to anyone who knows that they are benefiting, they are privileged from exploitation. And I'm not fear mongering or anything. I'm just saying every dog has its day. Especially if you are a dog who's not willing to acknowledge the damage you've done. It's different when you are saying, hey, bafethu simoshile, as resigning. Sesibabulela abantu, sesimoshile. I guess man, I guess it kancane. But what they are doing is just it's level. They are just leveling, leveling. Hi man, bafethu. They will Nepal you in this world. This world will Nepal you. Hey, be careful. No one is un-Nepalable. Hey. There's no government that's un-Nepalable. You can come with your drones and your soldiers and what. There is no government that's the country that has the best, supposedly the best army. Their capital is the capital. The US capital. It was double fly key. My key. Mati Batola Namakaka. Like in there, I'm even afraid of using a stronger word, but they found piles of literal. It's a place that was known to be impenetrable. It's one of the places that's known to be impenetrable. You hear Trump wants to erect a statue for him there at the Capitol. For Charlie Kirk. He wants to the Republicans. They want to launch a motion. So hey guys, terrible things have happened in America. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. Just the final one on a lighter note. On a lighter note. You know, South Africa. Hey man, the country lena. Kanti kwenzakalana mzala. Yazi kusebenza mara kuyahlekisa man. Nithini? So apparently nathi sezolotsholwa thina manje. Nathi sengithi intombi ke manje. Nechali. But ubani awusitshela ubani la okushelile. Lo bhutilo. Sizosolana lo bhutilo. Now that's how we do. So kokijana la. Umenami with bayintwana batikhetha ukuthi ubani ubona ubani la. But uve your wife saying hayi ngiviphe
You've given me. Come on, guys.
But apparently there's a law now that says men can take women's surnames when they get married.
Singangamble. I don't even know what to say. What do you think about it?
I welcome it. I think this is the equality that women have been fighting for, dog. Like, isn't it? Don't you think?
I'm listening.
Yeah, boy.
I'm listening.
It's like Lenda Bayaga Untando Duma when she was on El Tiro's podcast. Ati no, me although I have a child. Upuje kubani konje. I have my kid puchek, but I don't want someone who has a puchek. I don't want someone who has a child. I have a child, but that's my preference. And that's the world that women have been fighting for. To be equal to men, to have the same options that men have. So now if we're as a man, we are lobolega, or you are, you don't mind taking that role of following your woman. Do you, dog? Like, take your woman's surname. Add. Hey, maybe
no,
now.
I'm just commenting. There's nothing I can add to that.
Yeah.
It goes against my customs as a black.
Even me, by
as
the
a
way.
black South African, it goes against everything that I've ever known. But you know what we need to do? We need to lay this down properly.
Yeah.
And start by saying what are the things that made the Constitution rule this.
Okay.
You know, and there's some women who are saying, hi, skatele, slogos tata, their surnames. Let them take our surnames. You know, they are trying to drive the equality thing. I get that part. When you're driving equality, that might be one of the topics that, gets sparked up in the mist of but man, I genuinely want to ask this without being sexist, misogynistic, without all these bad things. Can men and women ever be truly equal? I mean, on all aspects. I don't mean just when it comes to economy and those kind of things. I mean, in a sense, you are my wife, or I am your wife. Silele mpete.
Okay, baby.
Who miss palm in the room? Says with that baby, let's palm, let's scuba like that.
Yeah, who must go now?
No.
Okay, sorry.
If we are truly equal, why should we ask who must go? Why should we so it's okay when a baby tati Qatar nine? And tata nali I'm shy I'm in your posa. What I'm trying to say is that will there ever be a time where a woman in that kind of scenario where now we are in threat, we're in imminent threat, and the woman says, no babe, I got this.
No,
I got this.
No.
Stand on the side. Because you married me.
Yeah, I'm in your house.
Yes, you married me. You wanna protect the house.
Yeah. I get what you mean, though, but sometimes.
Wait. Like my corporations. Guys, we can give women. As a matter of fact, I feel like they should be in more strategic positions than men are. But man, come on, guys, man.
Can there ever be
in this country? Like, is the system trying to mess with our customary laws? Are they trying to change who we are as a whole?
Emasculate or something?
Are they trying to feminize men? Are they trying to masculinate? What are they trying to do, guys? Let's not fight and say I wrong led or I right. Let's sit down and say, is it realistic? Is it realistic? Manje sengithe sibongo sakho chaza ukuthi nguwe umfazi womuzi asanandoda yomuzi manje sekunomfazi womuzi because silandela isibongo sakho and again manje ke we are living in a society where you can't be married to a woman who is earning more than you. Does this mean you are the head of the house? That's all the question I have. Can men truly be equal to women? There's a woman I saw on TikTok just on my last point who was saying she feels like they can never be, she's a woman, but she says she feels she can never be truly 100% equal to a man because she knows there are certain jobs that only men can do because of their biological makeup. Their biological composition. Thank you. And there are certain jobs that are very suitable for women because of their biological composition. I'm not going to make example because now we're going to start comparing with what about that? But then Eshman, come on guys.
The reason why I say I don't have a problem with this is because already I feel like there are men already. And by that I'm not disrespecting men, although it might have sounded like but what I'm saying is that times have changed and sometimes we need to show women that no, take all the rights you want so that you can really see that there's no such thing as equality even amongst men.
Get into my shoes so you can know how hard it is to be in my shoes.
Something for example as this. Go to heavyweight here UFC. As men we are equal. There's no such thing as equality. Because
true equality.
Because if that was the case then there wouldn't be Olympics. No, there are people who can do things that me and you cannot do. And that is not, it's not good. God is unfair. Or no, that is nature.
That's how nature decided to.
So what I'm saying is that I think that we must let women have all the rights that they want so that they can see. No, not at all.
You don't do mistakes.
I hear stories about this. Even this girl who her name was Ellen, I think, but now she's transgender. No, Paige. Now she's transgender, so she's Elliot Page. This she was an actress. She was an actress back in the day. Then she said, "No, I'm transgender," and she didn't even have to come and say it. Although she said it, being a man is the toughest thing
she's ever.
But you didn't even need for her to say it. You could see it on her face. Saying things like, "No, as a woman, people will treat you like this delicate flower, and they will make things happen for you." And people are always willing to accommodate. Yes, I get that there's things that like GPV and femicide and whatnot, but when things are going well, women are having a good time. Let's face it. Ungashaya umuntu ngempama lapha wena as a man, ushaya impazwa, and then next thing the whole taxi rank is fucking you up.
But akashaya
wena. You see what I mean? Or even a guy of shy, just say, I
know we are laughing, dog, but
but this is serious. It's because the pain of a man is unfortunately funny. It's sad. But it's not hard. It's not easy to sympathize with a man.
These laws now make it, make it more recognizable, our pain, because now if I'm becoming Mr. Becoming Mr.
like Mrs.
and then now you look at me, you have the main
source of income,
and now you start mooring me. No, it's nothing to laugh at, but just picture this scenario.
Mooring me, why did you use that?
Does this mean Guti, they're gonna change the approach that we have to us men who are being abused? And abuse is not a play. It's not a play
taken lightly.
But is it gonna change the approach that the entire world, not just our country, has towards men being abused by women. Is it gonna change that shit?
And the first thing they ask is who's running the household? I'm thinking we are moving closer to that, where now we can understand that no, men are also liable or prone to abuse as much as women.
And it's the same abuse. It's not a different abuse.
No. Or you know these ones but ukabanguthi labangani bakho mina bakusabayo lapho or ukabanguthi umama wakho yabona things like that mama wakho uyagcoka amapiti, things like that are said by the way. Things like that are said by the way. Things like that are very common.
Like
there's nothing. There's nothing.
It's a serious issue. It's hard not to
There's nothing that can get to a man more than the woman that he loves.
Ish.
Yeah, well, because you are very vulnerable to your woman, and so she knows which buttons to press. Yeah, boy. So, hey man,
like I get that though, because here's the thing. I think what you might be saying is that most of men, not just in our country, how they operate is that in whatever they do, there's always the woman in their lives in the picture. So whether you want to get the woman or you have the woman and you want to keep the woman. But there's nothing that men will do. Any man, whether it's corrupt men, good men, men in parliament, men in government, men in the streets, men in construction, men, they always have someone they are thinking of providing off. And most of the times, not even most of the times, but most of the times, there's a woman involved, a woman that they love. So this situation is tricky, man.
And it's actually just before that we touch on it is because you've seen that men don't mind marrying beneath them. A man doesn't mind seeing a cashier at Shell as Sebenzela nje, and he's got all the money.
We don't look at that.
Yeah, and
we really don't look at that.
But you can tell that with women, it has to do with this level of, if I have a steady job and a good car and a good paying salary, I need someone who's better.
Yeah, who can either the bare minimums replicate, match it or be higher.
So it begs the question of, are women really willing to no, men can now take their surnames? Because here's the thing that other people are pointing out, by the way, is that foreigners might start capitalizing on this. Now there's gonna be a Okochuku now who's Okochuku Subanyun. Because
yeah. For real.